In this video, I will show you the 10 most powerful fragrances that you can get. I will give you my little secrets, so stay tuned. Bonjour les amis, my name is Hakim, I'm the French perfume guy, and today we'll be going over the 10 most powerful fragrances that you can get in your collection. And the further we'll go in this video, the more powerful the fragrance will get. I think you don't want to miss any of the fragrances, so make sure you stay until the end of the video. But first, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon to make sure that you don't miss any of the future uploads directly from the City of Fragrances in Paris, France. And please also consider liking the video and leaving a comment to let me know which fragrance is the most powerful in your collection. And without further ado, let's get started with the first fragrance in this list. Alright, so now for the first fragrance, ranked at number 10, we got a fragrance from Armani, which is called Stronger With You Intensely. Now this fragrance, as I said, is a nice fragrance to begin. Let's start slowly. Let's not jump right away to the fragrances that will last 20 hours and all of that. Let's start slowly with a fragrance, a designer fragrance that is not too expensive, that you can get pretty much everywhere and test pretty much everywhere, so you can get a good idea with this one, the Stronger With You Intensely. And this fragrance is also super easy to like, with this roasted chestnut that just came out of the fire. You also get a nice vanilla. It's like, this is fall in a bottle. When I think of fall, I think of this fragrance pretty much. I just love it, easy to like and also super powerful. So you get 2, 3, 4 sprays in the morning and you are sure that you get this fragrance on your skin and for people to smell on you for the entire day. And also for you to smell, because something that I really like with my fragrances is when I'm out and about, I'm just going through my day and sometimes I just catch a whiff of my fragrance and I'm like, okay, I smell good today. And that's what I really like about fragrances. I don't know if you feel the same way as me, but that's one of my favorite things about fragrances. I'm a bit selfish with them, so I like to smell myself and to know that I smell good. But anyway, with this fragrance, you got nice performance, 12 hours plus easily. So that's why it's ranked at number 10, a fragrance from Armani called Stronger With You Intensely. It's nice, but what's coming next will be even stronger with you. Moving on to the fragrance ranked at the 9th position on this list, a fragrance from Azzaro called The Most Wanted Homme Parfum. So this fragrance is also super easy to like, also not that expensive and super easy to find pretty much anywhere. And it's just so nice. I could have also included the Parfum version, but I decided to go with the Homme Parfum because in my opinion it's slightly stronger actually and it's just easier to like in my opinion. So what do we get with this fragrance? We get a nice opening of cardamom, which is like a spicy opening, but also like a bit like citrusy, spicy, zingy opening. And then you get a nice toffee accord, vanilla accord, so it's just sweet, super easy to like. And when you spray it, it lingers on your skin forever, the entire day. You can go to work with this, spray it in the morning and smell it at 5 p.m. in the afternoon easily. It's just so easy to like. I love it and also super powerful. That's why it's ranked at number 9 on this list from Azzaro, The Most Wanted Homme Parfum. Alright, next we're stepping it up a notch here with a fragrance from Kilian, which is called Black Phantom. So here we got a niche fragrance. So the price here is definitely increasing, but the quality as well. So with this fragrance, what do you get? You get a nice mocha accord. It's just a nice mocha coffee in a bottle, to put it that way. That's what I love about this fragrance. You get a nice coffee, of course, note, and you also get like caramel, you get chocolate, you get sugary, like a sugary accord. That's just a nice mocha coffee. And that's what I love about it. I'm so obsessed with this fragrance. I remember one of the first time that I put it on my skin, I got a bit overwhelmed. I put it before going out. I stayed in my house for a little bit and I got a little bit overwhelmed by it, I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, okay, this is definitely a powerful fragrance. I need to get out now. So definitely put this fragrance right before you're about to go out, and definitely a fragrance for winter and also for autumn, but for these cooler days and nights, nice companion. A couple of sprays in the morning will get you through the whole day. That's why I had to put it at number 8 on this list from Kilian, Black Phantom. Alright, now moving on to the number 8 fragrance on this list, we got a fragrance from Montserrat. I mean, basically I could have put any of the Montserrat fragrances. They're all so powerful, but I decided to go with one of my favorites, with Tonka Cola. So this fragrance is actually super nice and it's really original. You don't see this kind of fragrances everywhere, and this smells, as the name suggests, like a nice cola. You get that when you smell it, and that's what's really surprising. I'm so happy that I get to smell these because we were just in the summer here in France, so now that summer is over, I can finally go back to all of my winter type fragrances and they just feel so nice. It's been a while. This fragrance, what really blew my mind is that we get that photorealistic experience of a cola, a Coca-Cola drink. Here actually we call it Coca-Cola. And the thing is, you really feel, you know, when you're opening that Coke and putting it in a cup, you get that zingy, that, you know, it's sparkling, you feel it. And that's exactly what you get with this fragrance because it has some spicy accords. You get a zingy accord. I think it's cinnamon and it really gives you that sparkling vibe. And you also get, of course, that Coca-Cola vibe. And also you get a cherry note, so it's really like a cherry Coke vibe, and as the name suggests, you also get a tonka accord when the fragrance starts to dry down, which is basically like kind of a vanilla but a more powdery version of a vanilla note. That's exactly what you will get once the fragrance starts to dry down, but that will take hours before it leaves your skin. Trust me, a couple of sprays in the morning will get you the entire day easily. That's why I had to put it at number 7 on that list, from Montserrat, Tonka Cola. Alright, now moving on to a fragrance that's really different from all the fragrances we've seen in this video, and that's pretty much unique in this video. A fragrance that is not a winter type fragrance, a fall type of fragrance. This is a fragrance more for like summer actually, or for spring, because it's a fruitier scent. It's coming from the house of Xerjoff. This is called Erba Pura. So what you get with this fragrance, to put it simply, it's kind of like you're getting a basket full of fruits, exotic fruits like passion fruit, you get orange, you get a combination of these exotic fruits, and it just smells so good, but it smells really synthetic though. So it's kind of like, imagine you're in 2089 and you can get fruits anywhere, and you get a basket of synthetic fruits that smell like the real deal back in the day, just to remind you of what fruits used to smell like and what to feel like and what to taste like. This is what you get with this fragrance. I don't know if it's clear, but it's exactly, if you get this image, if you can picture this, you really get a good idea of what this fragrance smells like. It's nice, but it doesn't smell natural. It doesn't smell photorealistic like some of the fragrances that we've talked about before, but it's so powerful. It's just a beast fragrance, beast mode fragrance. You can smell it the entire day on you. People will smell it all over the place. If you come at least like a couple meters close to them, they will definitely be able to smell you. So be careful with the number of sprays that you put, because as I said, it's a fragrance targeted more towards like spring or summer. So be careful when it's super hot outside not to go crazy with the sprays, because you just don't want to make anyone choke with your fragrance. So that's why I would recommend to tone it down with the sprays. But anyway, it's a beast mode fragrance. That's why I had to put it on this list from Xerjoff. This is called Erba Pura. Alright, now moving on to the 5th spot on that list, we got a fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And I didn't exactly know which one to put. I kind of wanted to put Grand Soir. I wanted to put Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum. But I decided to go with Oud Satin Mood because, in my opinion, it's just slightly more powerful, and also it's a great fragrance that I really like. Although I really like the other ones too, but this one maybe a little bit more. This fragrance is so good. It's a great fragrance to step in the world of oud fragrances, and especially into the world of oud rose fragrances. So it's a combination that is considered a classic by many, and it's a great combination. You get that oud note, which to some of you maybe, if you are not familiar with this, it can smell animalic, it can smell like horse, how do you say, excrement, like feces. Yeah, it can be a little bit difficult to step into this world for the first time, but with this fragrance you don't really get this, and that's why you get the rose accord to make it a bit nicer, a bit easier to approach. But with this fragrance you get a big dose, a powerful dose of vanilla to make it sweeter and make it so easy to enjoy, so easy to like, and not smell like horse feces, which is a good thing, I guess. And this is just super easy to like, very sweet. And yeah, you really get that vanilla, rose, and a little bit of oud in the back, but super easy to like. And that oud accord and rose just gives it a bit of punch, and that's why this fragrance really packs a punch and can last you the whole day. I mean, just like 3 sprays in the morning can get you through the whole day. That's why it's high on this list, because it's really powerful. Again, a fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Oud Satin Mood. Alright, now this fragrance is a bit surprising on this list, because the first time I smelled it, I thought it was a weaker scent. But I read somewhere online that this fragrance, once it matured, it would get better performance, but I didn't really trust it. I didn't know if it would be the case for my version, for my fragrance, but it actually happened. So this fragrance comes from the collection L'Art et la Matière from Guerlain, the private collection of Guerlain, and it's called Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This is just a great fragrance. Just to put it simply and quickly, it just smells like you're preparing a nice vanilla crème brûlée, and you get that vanilla. I don't know how you prepare a crème brûlée, I just eat them, but imagine you just prepare everything, make sure you're going to bake it, and the preparation just has so much vanilla, but natural vanilla from Madagascar, like real vanilla. And this is exactly what you get with this fragrance. It smells so nice, but also so powerful. So once I just sprayed it on my arm and I was just going through my day. I took a shower that evening, went to sleep. The next day I'm waking up and I'm like, whoa, what is this? What is smelling so good? And it was Spiritueuse Double Vanille that lingered there for the entire night. After a shower, after washing my hands several times, it's just crazy that it still stayed there. So definitely had to put it in this list. Over 24 hours really with this one. That's really crazy, that blew my mind. That's why it's so high on this list. From the L'Art et la Matière collection from Guerlain, this is Spiritueuse Double Vanille. Alright, now moving on to the third position on that list, and I had to put 2 Tom Fords, not 1 but 2. But one is from the Signature collection and one is from the private blend. So it's okay, I guess. And let's start with the one from the Signature collection. So here we got Noir Extrême Parfum. And I really like this fragrance because, well, first of all, it's extremely powerful, but it reminds me of a trip I made to New York City a couple of years ago, and I sprayed this fragrance in the morning. I went to Central Park and I really enjoyed my day, and this fragrance just reminds me of that day with my girlfriend in Central Park, and I just have to love this fragrance. I love fragrances that give me a nice memory, and this one is one of them. With the notes with this one, what we got a kind of a zingy opening with cardamom, that citrusy, spicy opening, and then we got kulfi, which is an Indian dessert, which is pretty much a pistachio ice cream, to my understanding. I think that's what it is. But you get that pistachio vibe and also that creaminess, but you also get some leather, you get woodiness, you just got every note you could imagine in a winter fragrance in this one, and insane performance. As I said, I sprayed that fragrance in the morning and I still could smell it later in the evening, so you get covered for the entire day. It's so nice. I had to put it there, one of my favorites. It's called Noir Extrême Parfum. But wait, we got another one from Tom Ford. We got Tobacco Vanille, and this one is also amazing. It's the first private collection niche fragrance that I bought, and I just fell in love with it. It's amazing. As the name suggests, you get tobacco, you get vanilla, and you get some cocoa, and you get some spices. It's just a great fragrance, pretty linear, so for some it can be a drawback, but for me it's more like a fragrance that's easier to discover because it's not that complex to your nose. It will not blow your mind. It's just vanilla with some spices, some cocoa, with a nice tobacco accord, that ashy tobacco vibe. That's what you get with this one. And this one is strong. This one is super strong, so be careful with the number of sprays that you put, because you can seriously choke some people who are not used to strong fragrances. So be careful, and of course it will last the entire day. You can put it in the morning and know and be confident that people will smell your fragrance even later in the evening. So that's why I had to put it on that list. From Tom Ford, Tobacco Vanille. Alright, now moving on to the number 2. So we're already at the podium. And we got a fragrance from Dior, which is called Dior Homme Parfum. This one is just amazing. It's the GOAT. As many of you already know, I'm pretty sure. You get the original Dior Homme Intense. I think that this fragrance should have been the one called Dior Homme Intense. Maybe like the Dior Homme Intense that we already have, maybe it should have been called Dior Homme Haute Parfum, and this one should have been called Dior Homme Intense, sorry. It's hard to mix between the accents. But what you get with this one is the classic, but with deeper notes. You get an oud accord with like a rose in the background, very smooth, and you get just a more deeper bass, super nice, super easy to like. In my opinion, this is just a masterclass fragrance, a masterpiece really. 10 out of 10 fragrance, but also 10 out of 10 performance, because trust me, this will get you attention and it will last the entire day. Once I sprayed this in the morning, went to work, and a colleague complimented me on my fragrance, which is rare with fragrances. Let me be real with you. You don't get compliments every day. I mean, especially here in France. Maybe people are nicer abroad, I'm not sure, and people make more compliments, but here in France it's super rare to get compliments, especially from your fragrance. But this one got me a lot of compliments, and it got me a compliment so from that colleague really later in the day, in the afternoon. So that meant that this fragrance could still fill an entire room like 8-9 hours later, which just blew my mind. It's crazy. That's why it's at the number 2 spot on that list from Dior. This is Dior Homme Parfum. Alright, now moving on to the first position. The winner of the most powerful fragrance comes from Parfum de Marly, and it is Altan. So I could have pretty much put any of the Parfum de Marly fragrances and they could have made it into the list. I could have put Carlisle, I could have put Layton, I could have put Altair, I could have put Wajan. Any of these would have made this list easily, but I decided to go with Altan because in my opinion it's just get a slighter edge on the performance, and it's just like, it got that character, it's nice, it smells like, it really smells like a fragrance that you would put if you were like a member of a royal family or something. This is just so nice. So if I had to describe this fragrance, once I started to discover this fragrance, I used to describe it as like something that you would smell if you went to a nice castle. Let's say you go to a castle and you smell the furniture's there, and there's a leather couch, and you smell this. It smells ancient. It doesn't smell old. It doesn't smell bad. It smells ancient, like it had some history. That's exactly what this fragrance is, in my opinion, a history-filled fragrance, and it really packs a punch as well. But you get an oud accord that to me smells more like a leathery oud, and you get a praline accord for the sweetness, but not too sweet in my opinion. Really masculine as well, although I think it can be a unisex fragrance, but a little bit more towards a masculine audience for this one. And it just smells amazing, and it's also super intense, lasts the entire day, 24 hours easily with this one. That's why it had to be at the number 1 spot, again from Parfum de Marly, Altan. Alright, that was it for this 10 most powerful fragrances that you can get. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section, and also please like this video, and also consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon to make sure that you don't miss any of the future uploads. And I will see you guys in the next video very soon. This was brought to you by Hakim from Paris. Au revoir les amis.